Hi, guys, and welcome to Finish It Friday, episode 106. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. Please remember to give me a thumbs up after this video if you like what you see. What we do is on Wednesday, we actually come up and we cut the pieces for a card that will be finished on Friday. Now, I try to give you different varieties of the card, and I'll show you one at the very end. But yes, Wednesdays we put together, or we kind of get together our supplies, and then we finish it on Friday. So it gives you time to cut and play along if you want. Alright, so here's where we left off on Wednesday. We have our base card, which for me is Granny Apple Green. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have 10 to 12 strips. Now I said any size, which means they can be any width, any length, whatever you want. And then a large circle or other larger punch. Okay, so this card, let me see. This card is based off of, and I'll show you at the very end, based off of an example that is found in the annual mini catalog, Stampin' Up's annual mini catalog. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I have my shop at the address here, and I have been a Stampin' demonstrator now for 25 years. I just had my anniversary last Monday. Alright, so here we go. Let's show you what we're going to do here. Let me get out my snips that are my dedicated paper snips. And I have these. Now this was a scenery card, so I kind of kept it in the same order. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to snip off some ends just to make these different lengths. And I think I'm going to do some both ways. So some of these will be longer, some will be shorter. Like this one, I'm going to go absolutely, I'm just going to take very little off of this one. Again, I'm going to keep these in order. And I just have a piece of removable tape underneath there. That way they stayed somewhat in order. Alright, so let's go ahead. Bring this one in just a little bit. Again, I'm not doing these in any, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm not kind of doing them in any particular order. I am, though, making sure that I'm going opposite directions on my cuts, on the angles. Alright, this one I'm going to bring in quite a bit. Alright. Let me see. Let me bring this one in quite a bit too. And you can see I'm kind of going even amounts because I kind of want my picture to stay in the same order and not lose the picture. That way it kind of still will give you a little bit of that scenery that this beautiful 6x6 DSP. DSP stands for Designer Series Paper. That's what Stampin' Up calls their pre-printed paper that either has a design, a background, a scenery, any of that kind of in it. So it's what some people call printed paper or background paper. We call it DSP. And for those of you who have watched me for a while, you probably know a lot of these phrases, but I'm trying to also be thoughtful of those of you who have joined us just for the first time, and hopefully that you'll hit that subscribe button. My goal is to try to get to 500 subscribers, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. There's people out there with thousands and thousands of subscribers, but I've been stuck in this 300 range. So if you like what you see, like I said, if you could just subscribe and then share this with your friends, I would be greatly appreciative. Alright, so here's my strips. I'm going to move them over here. Now I'm going to start gluing them down. Now I'm going to push them all together so you can see that together these barely fit on the card. So I'm going to leave very little room in between to actually glue them down. I am going to use our multi-purpose glue for this. You could use your seal, which is our adhesive tape, but I feel like we want a little bit of wiggle room. And you know what, since these are so thin, I might want to actually even, let me get out my little tweezers. I would use my Stampin' Up! Tweezers, but they don't grip as much. They're meant to hold on to cardstock, like when you're embossing, and I just feel, let me show you, I just feel like they don't have the same kind of grip. Alright, I will use my Stampin' Up! Tweezers. Put just a little bit of that glue on there. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep the pattern, but I'm going to offset these a little. And I'm leaving very little space in between because we don't have much room for space in that card. Also want to let you know that if you've ever thought of joining up with Stampin' Up! Now you don't have to have parties, you don't have to have selling, you know, like classes and all that. You don't have to do videos. Some people sign up just for the discount, and if that's something you've thought about, because when you are a demonstrator, you start at a 20% discount on all your purchases. We have a terrific signing bonus this month. So it is for $99. Normally you get $125 in merchandise. You don't pay shipping and handling on that starter kit only. Alright, but you do pay tax, of course. So usually you pay $99 and you get $125 worth of free products that you choose. There are no, when I started, you kind of had a set kit, but you choose everything in your product, in your starter kit. And this month you're going to get $155 worth of product that you choose for that $99 plus tax. And then, like I said, all your orders after that, you get a 20% discount. If you do get to certain sales, you can increase that percentage. If you do get people underneath you, you can also get, you know, additional incentives. But if you just want to get discount on your Stampin' Up! Stuff, signing up with the starter kit as a hobby demoist is a really good deal right now. So I am just, yeah, usually I don't do that much talking about the business, but I do know I have quite a few new subscribers, so I just wanted to give you some of that information. Alright, I'm getting a little bit, I think I might move to my precision tip. This is just the green glue in a precision tip bottle. It works better on smaller items and that, so it might work a little bit better with that smushing, that additional glue that was seeping out from underneath. Alright, so you see I'm still keeping some of that pattern, but you see how we have all of this on the edge, so it gives you a little bit of not so much distraction, a little bit of ways for your eyes to move around, because we're not doing just single edges, straight edges. We are adding a little artistic flair with a little bit of that angled side. Alright, and let's see what else. Oh, I'm outside of Chicago. I'm about 35 miles southwest of Chicago. This morning it is a light rain out there, so kind of a quiet, relaxing morning to do a card here. And I am using my glass mat again. I wasn't using it for a while. Oops, did I turn that one upside down? Yes. I wasn't using the glass mat for a while. I was using it on my desk because my craft room also serves as my full-time job. I work from home. So unfortunately, my craft room does double duty. I don't get to just leave it in a crafting mess. I do have to have it presentable for work. So I did bring the glass mat back. I did have it on my table, and when I would have phone calls with customers, I would use it to write on with a white dry erase marker. But I just needed to put it back here because it is such a good stamping surface. All right, so there you have it. I actually could have another one if I wanted another line, but I'm going to leave it like that. I do have a little bit of glue on there, so as we used to sell these from Stampin' Up, I have like 8 of them. These are just a rubber eraser, so it takes off that. So since I have such a big gap down there, I think that's where I will put my saying. Maybe I'll do it just like that. But this also gives me room to actually, oh, there's another little piece of glue up there. It gives me a chance to embellish in the sides too. Sorry. Just noticed that when I lifted that up. So here you are. I'm still gonna, I have to wait for that to complete, those 2 areas to completely dry before it's really going to take away that rubber, because that glue hasn't had time to completely dry. So once it does, I'll do that. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go over and grab my favorite word greetings. This is Simply Said. It is in the annual catalog. It just came out this year, and it just has a lot of good all-around greetings. So I think I'm just going to use my Just a Note. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so you do need to use a block to put it on. I am going to use just my black Memento stamp pad for the word. Photopolymer you usually need, I think I'm going to go over to the side a little bit. Photopolymer you usually need a piercing mat underneath it because of this, just to get a better stamping image. But since we're stamping on the glass, it gives you that great surface for any type of stamp to be used on it. So let me move this off to the side. I did it off to the left here because I'm going to add some embellishments on there. I could pop this up, but I think I'm going to leave this flat just so it mails without needing extra postage. Most people find when you have different layers or heights on your card that the dimensionals, the pop-up dots work the best. But I'm going to leave it just like that because I think it's good enough with that glue. Now let me come over here. Here we go. With Stampin' Up! Right now, we have 2 catalogs. Well, really, we have 3. We have our mini catalog that's going on for September to December. You have seen some of these stamps on my Saturday and Sunday videos. We have our annual catalog. All images inside of these catalogs, of course, are copyrighted by Stampin' Up! And right now, it's not an official publication. You can see it online. We have a scrapbooking brochure that I just bound myself. Besides that, we also have online exclusives. So these are items that are only online. You can again see them at my website. But this is one of the new online exclusives. I just got this order yesterday. These will be available to the public on November 5th. But if you sign up in the month of October, you could add these onto your starter kit. That's another advantage of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, whether you're business oriented, and I'm not. 25 years, the first 5 years I was very business oriented. Now I'm pretty much what they would call a hobby demoist. So I'm doing, or a buyer, demonstrator buyer. I mostly keep myself in business. I get a few orders here and there, but I mostly keep myself in business. So that just goes to show that you don't have to make a business out of it if you don't want to. You don't have to have classes. You can just do this for fun like I do and to share with others. So these are called Riverside Irregular Pearls, and they're flat. I don't know if you can see. They're pretty flat. They don't really stick up that much. And look at that iridescent color. Isn't that so pretty? So I thought that would be perfect for this card. Let me go ahead. I'm going to put this darker green, a lighter white, and another dark green here. Oh, sorry, my bracelet's really making a lot of noise. On there, but then I'm also going to add a few on the outside edges here. I think I'm going to do this mid-color tone here. I'm going to grab. I always do things in threes. Now I do know that by doing this 3 here and 3 there, that I am actually having an even number on my card, which I usually don't like doing. But I think the way they're grouped, that you still see the 3s. Okay, that was a take your pick tool, in case you're wondering. It comes with a number of tips, and then there are additional tips you can buy. I was using the putty end. There's also like a scalloped end, but this unscrews, and there's also a pointed end. I have several of these, so I have all of the tips available and don't have to switch them in and out like you would if you only had one handle. All right, so there you are, guys. There's our card for today. Look how pretty. So the inspiration for this card came from page 22 of the annual catalog. Remember, all images inside of this catalog are copyright Stampin' Up! So we have a bunch of, oh, let me see how close I can get it. There we go. At the bottom of page 22, there's a bunch of templates that they've offered ideas for, and they show examples throughout the catalog. So we're on example 9 here. That's kind of what I went off of. So here is the example as made in the catalog. So that's kind of where this went from. Now, using the strips though, you could go ahead and make cascading scenery. Now what you do on this is they all started off at that 1/2 inch. Yes, 1/2 inch by 4. So the middle 2 are 1/2 inch by 4. These went down. I went 1/8 of an inch off of each end, and I just kept going 1/8 off of each end. If you do just 1/4 of an inch off of just one end, your scene won't be the same. So you do have to take, oh, maybe it was a 16th. It was a 16th off of each one after the middle 2. So I started from the middle and just went outward and went down by a 16th on each side, which ends up being 1/8 of an inch to get that cascading look. So there's that one. This is the Thoughtful Journey DSP that I'm using. And then whenever I do strips, and I have a lot of strips, I think about the plaid look. So I started with this one, didn't really like it too much. Here, let me go up a little bit here. Started with this one, didn't really like it too much because I started off with 4-inch strips, and I didn't weave it. Then I went ahead and did it as a weave, but I thought that they were too bulky and I kind of needed additional sizes or widths. So then I came up with this, and this is using from this scrapbooking brochure. This is using our two-tone cardstock. And let me show you the exact. Let me show you. Within that, there's the Halloween Memories pages. Again, all images are copyrighted Stampin' Up. And I used this two-tone cardstock. So I used both sides of the green. You can see that the green's different, and both sides of the purple and the orange. So let me show you, bring it up a little closer so you can see. You see how I have both sides of that? So you can see, here's the two different greens, here's the two different purples, and then the two different oranges. And I did thinner stripes here and then did a weave. These are the dies with, I think they're near the bottom here. These are all my standalone dies. Here you go. These are the dies from the mini alphabet. So you have all of your letters in a row. And they cut out as one. And then what I do, let me grab them out of my drawer here. What I do, if I have them in these stackable bins from the dollar store. And then here's all the ones I just cut. Oh, let me get these out of the way. All the ones I just cut that I haven't yet organized. And then I do organize them into vowels. What's that? B through H, J through something else, and R through something else. So I do, after I cut out whatever colors I'm using at the time, I do actually then go ahead and sort them into the little bag so it's easier to look through. Alright, let me put those back down in my side drawer here. So there you are, guys. Let me put this off to the side here. With the space card, your strips, and your punches, here are the different examples I have for you for today. Now, if you followed along and you created your own card, I'd love to see them. I have a Facebook group. It's called Roxy's Watch It, Finish It group. You can go ahead and upload your card there. If you'd like to choose one of these cards for me to mail to you, I don't want your address on Facebook. You can send it to me at my Comcast address. And then I will send it, put down your choice, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll try to get you your top choice depending on if I have anyone uploading and requesting the cards. But that's it, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share on your social media or with your friends. Comment. I answer all comments. Most of all, have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next Wednesday for the next installment of Watch It Wednesday, Finish It Friday. Otherwise, you can catch me over the weekend on YouTube. And I do different introductions to sets, or I do techniques, or I case a card off of a stamp set inside of the catalog. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for stopping in. Have a great day. Bye for now.